So we got a nice juicy video about gender pronouns for y'all. So there's this guy named Jordan B. Peterson that was trying to reason with some SJWs at his university, and I want to give you his bio just to give you a little background. Jordan B. Peterson is a tenured research and clinical PhD psychologist who currently teaches at the University of Toronto. His research interests include self-deception, mythology, religion, narrative, neuroscience, personality deception, creativity, intelligence, and motivation. And he also has a YouTube channel, which we'll get into later, but he has a lot of interesting videos. I haven't checked any of them out because this is completely fresh to me. I haven't even watched the video all the way through. I just watched a few minutes of it, got triggered, and I'm like, I know I need to react to this video because it is absolutely fucking insane. Now that I got all that out of the way, let's check out this video because I want to show you just how insane things are going, because some people just aren't understanding. Some people just aren't understanding how far this SJW shit is going. Maybe you understood what that science shit, but I mean, just look at what's happening in academia all over the world.
Peterson, do you have any comments on the Nazi presence at your protest? The presence of Nazis and white supremacists assaulting people at your protest, do you have any comment on that?
Yeah, I don't like Nazis.
Then why
were they here?
Well, how can I answer
Are their views in alignment with yours?
At some point you
I
have to
think
realize,
that's a foolish question. Look, if you want to know what my views are,
I've watched all of your videos, yes.
including
Yes, I have.
then why would you ask such a question?
Because this is my interpretation of your videos.
Jordan B. Peterson's YouTube channel has over 140 videos, and some of his lectures go over 2 hours. And so I'm 100% sure that she has not watched all of this stuff. Maybe one clip and that was enough to trigger her or him or it or whatever. And I say that for a reason. You'll see later.
Okay. I have 150. Could you let me talk to her for a moment?
Don't call me that, please.
I love that shit, man. Like, seriously, in what point in time have you ever run into that other than just recent, where if you've called a woman her, where she just got insanely triggered? I mean, obviously I would understand if I saw like a transgender that was like you know, trying to be a man, like, and then you call her, then to be offended. I totally get that, but I am absolutely sure, I haven't seen this person yet, but I am sure that it's just a regular looking lady or something like that, and then she just changed her pronouns to something XZY double, some vowels aren't even in the fucking actual English alphabet. You know how stupid these people are nowadays.
So, I have 150 lectures on YouTube. There's 500 hours of my views.
Do you really think that you're worth all of that time?
And then she just pretty much admits that she didn't watch any of the stuff, so
look, I will answer your question, okay? I've studied Nazism for a very long time. It's been 4 decades, and I understand it very well.
I'm sorry, dude, but in their mind, since you just studied Nazism for that long, that automatically makes you Hitler incarnate.
And I can tell you that there's some awful people lurking in the corners, and they're ready to come out. And if the radical left keeps pushing the way
That sounds very much like a
they're
threat.
going to come.
That sounds very much like a
Threat.
threat. That sounds very much like a threat.
Of course it sounds like a threat, because you think this guy's a Nazi. You think this guy is has some arm and he's bringing forth all these white supremacists and stuff, when this guy's already telling you that just no, like, what you're doing is bringing forth racism and Nazis and horrible people lurking out of the shadows. And then just how twisted their minds are. They're like, oh, so you're the one that's going to bring them out, right? We got you exposed.
Would you like to disavow the physical violence? Trans people were physically assaulted at this rally in your name. Would you like to disavow that violence?
Yes.
So you wish that didn't happen, and you want to, and I'm going to post this online, that you would like people to not to be more accommodating of trans people and people of color at your events in future.
I would like there to be no violence.
I'm a person of color, and I felt very accommodating here. I felt like my voice. Thank you very much.
I'm also a former Muslim, and I feel like this guy is the best.
Whew. Gonna need some ice for that insanely sick burn.
I'm speaking out the way I'm speaking out because I think this is a route to no violence. And violence is lurking. And you can say that sounds like a threat.
There was no violence at our protest, though. There was violence at your protest. So what does that say about our views?
It's not my protest.
Just like that minority said in the background, you guys came here and you guys started the violence. That's the whole fucking point. Like, they don't even realize, they have no self-awareness that what they're doing, agitating a bunch of people, and then all of a sudden they're now in their minds that they're the victims. They're not the ones that are starting shit. And that's how it is. I've noticed that even with people that I've grown up with, where they're like these liberals, these anarchists and stuff, and they try to fuck shit up, and and they think that they're in the right. And I'm like, no, dude, you're the one that should be fucking arrested and in jail because you're just starting shit, man.
You know, asking me continually freighted questions isn't very helpful if you actually want to have a dialogue. You have no idea if I'm your enemy. You have no idea about me.
You won't use my pronouns, so I'm pretty sure you're my enemy. You won't use my pronouns, so I'm pretty sure you're my enemy.
You stupid.
I don't even...
Well, I know you think that, but I don't believe that using your pronouns is going to do you any good in the long run. I think it'll do quite the contrary.
What the?
Is that your medical opinion?
What? Is that your medical opinion?
There's only one clip that comes to mind when I hear something so absolutely insane like that.
Oh, what the fuck happened to this world?
If you refuse to refer to us by our pronouns, which is not allowed to ask, singular they pronouns go all the way back to Shakespeare. It's not a new thing. If you refuse to let us integrate ourselves into society, you create alienation that results in suicide. We are in a suicide epidemic right now. What are you contributing to this as a psychologist?
Man, you know, you're almost impossible to talk to. You're so full of rhetoric that it's impossible to listen to you. I would be more than happy to listen to you.
Yeah,
I was devoid of rhetoric. And yes, actually, I don't really think I am a rhetorician. Just so you know that. And you know, like, it's very hard to listen to you. I mean, it's very hard to attend to you
because
you rattle on in with your ideological speech.
It's not ideological. It's personal.
Dr. Peterson, I agree with you 100%. It's just like where I freeze frame like that. That is what I'm doing internally right now. That is what I'm doing. Hearing this person speak this entire time is just like, what the fuck, man? She wants to talk. Like, it's one of those things where it's literally starting to make my fucking eye twitch. So I understand where this guy's coming from. He's getting frustrated. I'm getting frustrated. But let's see if we can power through this thing.
It's important that people are able to use their own words.
Okay.
Because that's how we think. And if the government starts legislating how we think, and
so if I wanted to call you she, I'm playing off of what you're saying. If I wanted to call you she and her and miss, because that's my freedom of speech, and if everyone just called you that all the time, and that was the only thing.
Can't you tell?
I love this guy, dude. He's just like, don't you? He doesn't give a fuck, and that's the thing with most people. Like, if somebody was calling me she and stuff like that, I'd be like, okay. And then you just move on. If someone was calling me whatever, I don't know how to pronounce all those weird other pronouns and stuff, I would be like, okay, you're fucking weird, and just move on about my day. Meanwhile, the people like you freak out and you say you kill yourselves over some fucking words, over what people call you. Are you kidding me? Are we that soft as people nowadays? What the fuck?
I'm not arguing about your rights.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. It's about our rights. I'm sorry.
Why do they always have those fucking horn-rimmed glasses or colored fucking hair? What is this shit, man?
I have a question for you.
You can already tell this is going to be a very reasonable question.
Yeah.
Do you realize that right now, if you were to kill a trans person, because only for the sole reason that they're trans, that would not be considered a hate crime. Sure, they could be convicted of murder, but not of a hate crime. And that's what this bill...
In the States, they can use it transgenic the fact that almost all of the United States and get off by claiming temporary insanity because they were freaked out by the trans person.
What the fuck is going on right there with the whole shoulder thing like that? Like, is she so triggered that she just needs to be patted and like, oh, it's okay, it's okay?
I am probably the most fervent anti-statist you will ever meet. I am an anarchist, and I do not believe that anyone who writes legislation has the interest of anybody but themselves and their special interest groups at heart. So don't come at me saying that I want to suck off the nipple of the government, okay? Because that's not who I am. What I'm interested is in that people I love are being assaulted, are being killed, are being discriminated against, are being kicked out onto the street, are freezing to death in the winter because they're being denied shelter. And I feel...
But pronouns are too much to ask for you to show solidarity towards those people. Sorry.
You stupid fucking cunt.
So pretty much when 8 minutes and then on, they just keep going in circles about like just, oh, please use they, them. Please use they, them. Like, oh, and then they keep setting up certain scenarios asking Dr. Peterson like, hey, so if you did this or if someone asked nicely this, would you use our pronouns? Would you cater to our fifis? And he's just saying in his defense that, well, it depends on your motivation, depends on how you ask me, depends on, you know, what I think of you at the time. And I 100% agree with that because there's plenty of people I wouldn't care about about calling them their pronouns and stuff like that if they come from a genuine perspective, if they're not being cunty. And the thing is, a lot of these anarchists, a lot of these leftists, a lot of these social justice warriors, they're being very cunty, and so obviously you don't want to cater to them. You're like, fuck you, you are a girl or a guy, you are he or she, you're not they, them, or whatever the fuck, dude, or ZXYW fucking purple, or whatever the fuck, all these crazy things. Just go on Tumblr and see how crazy this shit goes. But that's all I could bear. You know, I'll put the original link in the description below. I mean, this is batshit insane. I mean, just this guy, this PhD, you can see how just he is so like, just he doesn't understand, like, how have things gotten this crazy? How are people gotten this soft now to the point where you're claiming that trans people are killing themselves simply because you're not calling them they, them? Like, that is so soft and fucking weak that it's like, holy shit, man. Fucking generation of fucking babies, grown ass babies. Anyways, you all have a wonderful day. If you can after this, I know I'm gonna have to drink a little bit, so I'll save a couple of shots for you. You know, not bleach this time, it's just gonna be some fucking wine. Alright, thanks for watching the video. Make sure you click that like button, and I just want to give a huge shout out to my super sexy patrons: Jeffrey, Troy, Zan, Sebastian, Hannah, Paul, Ian, Jason, Ramon, Peter, Sarah, Moo, Black Hammer 07, Bex, Adam B, Jeffrey, Greg, Naja, Robert, Joseph, Jacob P, Misty, James T, Obi, Brandon, Charsey, Base Crimple, Arthur, Brett, DJ, Blair, Colette, Santiago, Brooks, Dallas, Robert, Candace, Cameron, and Thomas. Thank you all so much for being my patron. And if you guys want to be anybody else that wants to be my patron, you can see the link in the template or in the description below. And you all have a wonderful day now, and I'll see you in the next video.